can't figure it out. That's gross. And you're like, what? All right. Let's play the intro music, Sam. No, that's not it. And that's why we don't smoke our breakfast table.
The sick moves. The sick moves.
Of course, the people on the radio good hat dance. Hat dance today. Welcome in to Bridging Civil Tension. He is Phil Wallace, entrepreneur, author, coach, mentor, man that is changing the world 1 minute at a time. And of course, lay low, some own business. Amazing what you do. And of course, I'm Kim. I am DDOE, Daily Dose of Encouragement. That was a hard stop on that. Good morning, Ted. Long time no talk. Ted, listen, here's the deal. We got to figure out a way just to have you come on. Right. Spend Friday with me here in the studio because I love you. I love what you do. Just come in and hang out and be on all these shows because you're brilliant. Absolutely. Sal, how are you, man? Good morning. Good morning.
Two Sals.
Yeah, see? Great head dance. See? Threw it out there. Can't understand what you're saying. Yeah, nobody can. All right. That's because I was speaking in Guatemalan. Sal, good morning again.
Two Sals.
Two Sals.
You got two Sals. Right.
That's it. Salvador Villalobos and Salvador.
What are you saying? Audio.
What? No, the audio should be fine. You should be fine now, right? Maybe it's your Friday show day. That's right, Derek. Good to see you. Of course, you know I need to change that too. So let me just change that while we're talking. What do we want to talk about today?
Warriors or Boston? I would see Nate. I would go Warriors. They're making me nervous, man.
Yeah.
2-1.
What would we go with?
Good. I don't know if they're gonna pull it off.
Let's find our good
Boston's
friends.
defense is really doing things right now.
No.
There's
one in here. I'll find it.
Is it Gold Shot?
Hey, Uncle Pete. There it is. Of course, brought to you through our good friends at Gold Shield Services. Just give them a call, 41 today. Check them out for your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, anything that has to do with your house, smart home, video stuff, whatever you need to put in a sex swing, whatever they do it. www.goldshieldtoday.com 847-865 HVAC.
They do what?
No swing. Sorry about that. I got a show idea for you too. We can talk next week. Absolutely. All right. And look at all the way from California. Sorry if I went hard on Scott the last show. Well, no, that's good. That's what the grounds is all about. Now, what we really want to jump into, Mike Krejci, good morning. Love to have you. Listen, in Michigan, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right. In Grand Rapids, Michigan. This isn't being played big. I thought it would, and I thought because of everything that happened. A Michigan police officer is charged with a murder in the Patrick Loyola shooting. I always want to say Loyola, but it's not. It's Loyola shooting. Now, to catch everybody up to speed, a police officer in Michigan has been charged with second-degree murder following the shooting of Patrick that took place on April 4th. So this was pretty swift.
Right.
This moved quickly. Grand Rapids officer Christopher Schur.
Okay.
Christopher Schur, a white gentleman, shot an unarmed lawyer in the back of the head following a struggle during a traffic stop. Now, this no representation, but it is Kent County. So Kent County prosecutor Chris Becker said Schur has turned himself in and will be arraigned tomorrow.
Right.
But now I'm reading this from June 9th, so that's yesterday. Okay. As Loyola was on the ground, Youre demanded that he let go of the officer's taser and then fired the fatal shot. Okay. Loyola, a refugee from Congo that had stopped him because of an issue with his license plate. When he asked for Loyola's driver's license, Loyola started to run. Okay. After Youre caught him, the two men struggled prior to the fatal shot. All right. So second-degree murder.
Right.
All right. Now, this has nothing to do with just it shouldn't have ran. It has nothing. We've talked about this at length. At just right as I'm cruising into the station today. I love to listen to some other stations just to get a feel for how they make productions and things like that, and see how they do. As I'm always trying to learn to better my craft. Here's the story. The police chief in Grand Rapids says, we're not sure if this young, we're contemplating if he's going to lose his job or not, if we're going to remove him from the force.
Right. It's a lot to decide, man. Can't just jump to conclusions, buddy.
What? Okay. He's going to jail for murder.
Second degree?
Second-degree murder is 30 years to life with a chance of parole.
A chance.
Now, I don't hire police officers. I just don't. That's not who I am. Hey, Gary, good morning. Good evening. Hope you had a good Friday over there in Singapore. I don't hire police, but I think if you have a felony, I don't think you can be a police officer. Can you?
I didn't think so.
I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, interesting that it wasn't an automatic. He's probably suspended with pay still today.
So it's vacation. That's what it sounds like to me.
Sitting here like
PTO days? What is this?
Yeah, what's going on? Right.
How do we make sure that he learns his lesson?
Right.
Get a month off. You don't have to work. No stress. But
yeah.
check.
Qualified immunity is a very interesting conversation. It could be. So here's the deal, right? And I want to bring this up because as a Caucasian, or as they say in the prison system, as a pink-skinned man, and I'm doing that because, of course, this officer will be heading to that facility. Is we're not celebrating that as much as we celebrate that. An African American's been shot. Right. So first of all, I don't know if the man from Congo was here on vacation. I don't know the whole thing. I didn't know that, and this happened relatively quickly. So I mean, it's not like years later. Yeah. I mean, this happened on April 4th of this year, and now it's been decided. Right. So that's a blessing. We should be celebrating this because this is what we, as a nation, parts of the nation, have been pushing for, to say, no. You don't get away with this anymore. Right. So we didn't. And then I asked you about it. And you're like, well, I hadn't heard. Tell me what's happening. And that's okay. You don't need to hear. You don't need to be up on everything, right? And that's fine. It would be virtually impossible. Okay. But the idea is, why isn't the media? And I'm not saying that it's not being celebrated by Black Lives Matters. I mean, this can be right. I'm just saying, as I was coming in today, I first hadn't heard of the murder, until then I'm like, wait, what? And I had to look it up. And then second, I found it odd that he wasn't fired right away.
You find it odd?
Well, not from what we've been through, right? Of course. So the interesting thing is, why is the media not celebrating this and throwing confetti and going?
I don't think that's the thing they want to kick back up again.
Oh,
last summer didn't work out well.
Didn't work out really well.
Police versus the blacks.
Yeah.
People are getting shot by police officers, blah, blah, blah. Led the riots, led the demonstrations, the buildings being painted. So let's keep this under wraps. Let's not push this right now. We got a lot of things going with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
It was very important. Very
It's
important.
Breaking news.
Yeah. A mega pint.
He laughed in the courtroom, so let's all just lock in.
What about Aquaman? That guy was a mess. I thought that was like a scripted show. I thought it was a Saturday Night Live thing when he was being examined or whatever, asked questions.
I didn't even see him on there.
Oh my God, look it up, Jason. Whatever.
Jason was on there?
Yeah. Oh my God, you'll be like, it was literally horrible. Sorry. Okay. I cut you off there. Show. We talked about moral compass, make money, people in power, abusing all that. Not only that, but those in power not listening to those who are trying to climb up. Rarely get offered a seat at the table. There's no ladder for them to climb, so they say fuck someone else's table. They build their own. They say fuck someone else's ladder. I'll climb my own. Sometimes that means getting heard.
So he ties into that one.
Yeah. By any and all means necessary. Maybe that's a riot, maybe that's a demonstration, but then it's those in power that are complaining that they are disturbing complacency, or really their table ladder. Hence, why bridging civil tension is needed. And that's well stated, and that's what I'm saying is. At some point, we as a nation, we as a smart species, okay, have to go, wait a minute. Why are they pushing this over here and not this? This is what we've literally demonstrated. This is why the riots happened. Right. Listen, we were so upset and so mad. We had, and the media's like, yeah. We'll put that on page 8. We'll just tuck that down. But the white cop did. Wait, we can't really bring that up because now police officer. Whoa.
Well, I mean, you also got to look at like this past week and a half. Police officers are already on a lot of heat because of Texas. Hey. So you go from no action to wrong action. It's not looking good.
Yeah.
So let's change that subject. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, and here's what I say. I forget who I was talking with about the Uvalde case. It's a horrible thing. I don't understand how anybody's brain wires goes, I'm just going to go and shoot babies. I mean, they're 10 years old or younger, unarmed. I don't get it. To me, sick, right? But I'm going to take the side of the police down there. You live in a town of what, 7,000, 15,000? It's not a big town.
Right.
You take that job because you want to give back, but you also take that job because it's Mayberry. You're like, hey, you know what, Phil? I had to pull you over because you were swerving a little bit when you left Buddy's bar over here. Can you make it home all right? You good? All right. Hey, Betty Sue, you rolled through that stop sign. Well, I'm gonna have to give you a warning. Let me write that up.
For a plate of that peach cobbler, I'll be willing to look the other way.
To all of a sudden, active shooter. Holy crap!
Right
now, yes, you are trained. It does to me. I'm the sheriff. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm like, oh crap, I've been trained on this, but shit, this is the real deal. I'm scared. Right? Bust in, do whatever you got to do. And maybe I don't have a kid there. Maybe my kids are in high school. So, you know what I'm saying? There are a lot of things go through. Those are children. Yeah, you know what? Until I'm in that, listen, I never knew what I would do when somebody put a gun to my head until somebody put a gun to my head. And then I was like, I guess I'll do whatever you ask me to. You want me to shit bricks? I'm going to shit bricks right now. You want me to lay a golden egg? I'm trying, right?
It's not gold.
Yeah. Right? So it is a tough situation. It's a situation that I would never pray anybody to have to be in. Okay? Right. Now, let's move to the other side of things. When the mafia runs the police, guess what happens as well? Maybe it took the police a long time to get there.
Just missed them.
Oh, right. So the interesting thing is, you're in a small town. You've chosen that. Right. They love you. You're a hero. You're hoping nothing happens, right? You decide to be part of a police, a narco. You go undercover. Right. You know, it's a different pressure. Right. You know, you're going to run into some crazy shit, right? Barney only had one bullet for a reason, right? I mean, it's Mayberry, right? Now, it's a sad thing, and yes, they're under. And when you have this, you always look for an excuse or the reason that it happened. The reason that happened is you had a kid who was sick in the head, who thought that was the right thing to do.
Right. I understand as far as like I wasn't prepared for this situation. In this situation, I don't know what I do. I just struggle with the prosecuting the parents trying to get in for their
Absolutely. I was wrong there.
Like, they're going to go to trial, and you're going to have to sit there in a small town situation. I'm like, Kent, I apologize, but we had to bring you in, and I got to look in the courtroom that you were trying to save Lucy, but you just watched me run in and save Elijah.
Right.
I don't.
There's a problem there. Oh, so the Mona, whatever, the testimony, it was satire. I didn't know. I was like, I thought, well, it was well done. It was brilliant. Yeah. 40 young black kids getting shot in Chirac this weekend. And that really says something. Well, good. Hey.
Word of the day.
Hey, 16 minutes in before we heard Chicago stats. We'll go with it. But again, that is, listen, Chicago is what Chicago is. Always has been. Right. I mean, we wrote a song about bad Leroy Brown. He was the baddest man in the whole damn town. Right? He lived on the south side of Chicago too. He did. Right? He had a razor in his shoe, for crying out loud. Right? So Chicago is known for what Chicago is. Now, here's the interesting thing. Outside of the Chicagoland area, you're going to get, if we're on the East Coast, you're going to get New York stats. Oh, yeah, look at all the kids that are dying in New York City. Right? Gangs. You go out to LA, East LA, whatever, you're going to have this, so it's all relative. Now, I'm not focused on that. Right? That's not what we're fighting about. Yes, we can pull up any statistics and say, well, more black people kill more black people every year. Well, more white people kill more white people every year. We can do that. We've been down that road for 2 years.
They don't.
Right?
I don't like crime does not get talked about.
We're talking about specific. We're talking about specifically, as we said, how can one race have the same story spread all across America? So it's not just happening in one place. You can't, right? So how is it? And now we're seeing that same story over in Europe. Right? With the wars and things like that.
We're all in cahoots, Kent.
Yeah.
Our tribes converse with one another.
And nobody, I have never heard anybody say it's not an issue in Chicago or in the inner city. It's always been an issue. Right. And they're dealing with the issue, quote unquote, best they can. Quote unquote. Yeah. Right? But the truth of the matter is, in gang, whether it's the mafia, whatever, in a gang run area, depending on how that area is run, police won't even go.
Oh yeah, they have it mapped off.
Yeah,
they have a map on the counter that says this one. When you ask what this all red line is, those are the streets we don't go down because they'll shoot us.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
Yeah, we noticed that.
Yeah, we don't go to that one.
Yeah. Hey, you're going to want to do your rounds, but not there. Right?
Street.
So what did we do? What did Chicago do? We got rid of Cabrini Green. We tore it down.
Right.
Hey, you get rid of it, you get rid of the crime. Whoops. That didn't work so much.
That worked out.
That didn't work out so well, did it?
But like, why is Chicago crime like admirable when it's Al Capone, but a problem when it's thugs? Like when it's gangs, like when it's black gangs?
Yeah, well,
but people will go to like the
same thing in same thing in New York, right? The Teflon Don. You've got the Gambino crime family out there, which is praised.
Right, and people, I went to Al Capone's restaurant, this is this, and I went to the museum for the such and such. Like, but I thought you didn't like this stuff, or it was okay when they were doing this and paying off.
So if the Crips were to create a restaurant, would you go? Or the Blood, or I don't.
That's just never mind. It's actually quite comfortable. Like the lighting is very exquisite.
That's
you must know.
You wear neutral colors. I go in khakis. I dress like Carlton.
You got friends and family in both.
Yeah.
So
right. Hey, but that's the funny thing is, you're right, and it has been.
Right.
It's been glorified. And we look back on those things, go, man, this is great. Look at this. There's movies, there's this and that. But again, here we have an opportunity to say, finally, things are happening. And I want you to understand, I was blown away with this police officer in Grand Rapids. If he's 30, he's old, right? I mean, this is a young guy.
Right.
He looks very young.
But why are you blown away?
Because my picture is always the old guy with the porn mustache, and the chips shades, and I would think that just the way they were raised, and perhaps the way this young man is a kid to me, right? Probably looks the age of my son, and now he committed murder. So
at what point does it stop becoming just blemishes on a resume, right? Because
right.
If you look at the George Floyd killer, right? Not even indulge, but he had a past history of, I think it was like 13 different incidents.
Absolutely.
On his record, still allowed to work. This guy is going to have.
Well, the union's probably fighting for him.
Second degree, and still possibly be able to keep his job if he doesn't go to jail for 30 years. I don't even know how that works.
I don't know either.
Is he working remote or?
Right. We're gonna put you on dispatch.
Seen you emailing, hey, you were speeding. Like, how does that work that you don't get?
Now you're looking at your text.
Right. Now you're texting and driving. Gotcha.
It is, and that's why I don't understand. So yeah, the bad apple, right? Now this is where some police reform has taken place with training, with and I think that the police officers union may be going, yeah. I mean, at what point does it go? Yeah.
Because again, if we're getting rid of bad apples, if you have 5 situations where you've taken a life, 3, is it just harassment in certain situations,
right.
And then one body? Like, what's the ratio before we say, listen, this person may not be suitable to work here?
Yeah. Now again, there is some defensible what the police union are saying. There's obviously something with the taser because hey, he had a hand on my taser. Well, maybe he was just trying to roll, right? And again, up in Minneapolis, it was taser. Oops, that was my pistol. Sorry.
Kent, if you look back on the past month on the topics we've covered and people who were apprehended, the guy who had the bag on the street,
yeah,
recent shooters,
yep,
they were all apprehended. Taser,
right?
Reaching for the guy had a bag on the highway with all these officers. Guys got done shooting down half a Buffalo.
Yeah.
The taser?
Yeah, I get it.
All right.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what the police union must be. That's where they must be hedging their bet. Oh, it was self-defense. Was it?
I've seen them be able to defend themselves in other situations. People were, I don't know.
Right. So here in the city of Chicago, or in a lot of the suburbs of Chicago, I don't know if it's the city of Chicago. You're not supposed to chase. You don't get in a car chase. You're not supposed to. You've got the license plate number.
What? I'm trying to run back, slide across the hood, punch it. Yep.
You're not. The police officers are not supposed to chase because that crazy in and out driving, more people could get hurt.
Right.
This guy took off running on a typical police. Now, again, we go back to the story of the gentleman in Minneapolis that I talked about, who said, listen, we run not because we're guilty. We run because we get the crap beat out of us in the station for hours, held on nothing. Now, this guy had a choice. I'm either going to, why is he running? I stopped you because your license plate sticker was expired.
Right.
And you run. Now I've got a choice as a police. I can either go after this, or I've got your license plate number, know where you live.
Right, I have your address. See at the house?
Yep.
15?
Yep.
Right.
Got you. Right. This police officer chose to run after him, tackle him, catch him, tackle him, whatever. For what reason? Because of a license plate sticker? No, he started to run. Oh, it's a license plate sticker violation. And now I killed you.
Again, I lived out here. I went to Coastal Carolina. I've seen parties where kids run. None of them have holes in their back.
No.
They shouldn't.
I've been at a few of those parties too.
But and then all the kids in the suburbs, not just Chicago, for those who think it's just Chicago, they run from police. All the kids in the suburbs, they leave the party over the Prairie Ridge territory or Woodstock territory or Marion territory, and they ran. So they don't get tackled and get shot. What's the difference? Those are big buff football players, and Prairie Ridge had a real good football team. So I hate to say that on radio, but
true. Alex is so white he's transparent. He's a ginger. I mean, he almost looks like a window. Anyway, he says, I got pulled over on Wednesday by a cop for being on my phone. He was the nicest dude ever. Was over in 5 minutes with a ticket. Couldn't imagine dying over it. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
And you shouldn't have to. However.
That's right. And that'll teach you for being on your phone. Don't you have Bluetooth in that car? Good gravy, dude. Step up to the year 2005.
Yeah, conversing like a pilgrim.
Golly. Man, unbelievable. Now, I don't, again, I have never been pulled out of my car, taken down to the station and beaten for hours and interrogated for hours, and then said, next time it's the real deal. And we get you next time. Trust me, you're free to go. You're not even taking me home and dropping me off. You're like, you go. Right after spending 2 hours in a jail cell or in an interrogation room where people hit you and beat you for no reasons because they didn't have a reason. They were trying to pin something on you. We know this to be true. Now the bottom line is, again, wait a minute. I'm running because I don't want to spend 2 hours back in there. Right. We don't know. Everybody who will say, well, maybe he was this, maybe he was that, maybe he stole. Doesn't say that the car was stolen. It says he was stopped for a license plate issue. A license plate issue. Good. I've been pulled over with an expired tag. Absolutely. Okay. Again, I didn't run. Didn't ever had a reason to. All right. So we don't know. I don't know what it is like in the Congo. Maybe the police are even worse in the Congo. I don't know. Right. So maybe it's like, oh no.
Right.
Oh no. I've got a family that I still have to support. I got to get out of here. Now, again, got your license plate. The car has not been stolen from what we know.
Right.
Have a good run.
I'll be here with your car.
I'll be here with your car, or we'll get it towed. It's going to cost you money. And I'll see you at home. Okay. That was the opportunity that you had. But something said, I'm going to chase him down like a defensive back and kill him.
We got action.
Got a runner. Jeremy, what did you get him for? license plate was expired license plate tag.
Picture the other guys. Samuel Jackson of The Rock.
Jeremy, he's dead. Oh my God! Yeah, he ran.
Suppose war,
right? It's hard. It's a hard thing. But again, why aren't we celebrating this? Why isn't this on the headlines? Look at the movement we've made. Look, why? Because we can't show that things are changing. We don't want to show things are changing. Why? That's my question.
So
why?
what's changing?
Hey, 3 years ago with this guy, he wouldn't have been in court.
Yeah, 3
right?
years ago, no, he would not have, right?
Right.
We talked about that.
You're right.
He'd have been arrested for, and it snuck him out the side gate, like we saw.
Side gate. Hey, you do your paperwork. We'll bury it down.
Right.
The
trial is big, and then you find out a year and a half later they got sentenced to 18 months.
Or just suspended without pay for 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but like when you hear we're debating on him still being able to work here. So then what did you fix?
Hey,
I'm with you, right? But at the same time,
right.
It's like if he's still going to work, this guy's still got a badge. This guy's still going to pull someone else over. No one's comforted.
Right. And so who's calling the shots, right? So is it the union reps or like you can't fire him? Why? You understand what I'm saying? So now he's like, well, and people are probably like, he should be fired. He should be, what? And well, we took his badge and we took his gun, and of course we had to because he's going to be in prison for the next 30 years with a chance of parole in 9 or whatever the case may be. And good luck, sir, because from my understanding, I've never been there, but police officers usually don't fare well into the in the prison system. Okay,
but okay, so I feel like,
or is he going to the county, club?
The club one,
yeah.
But okay, so in certain professions, there should be, well, I don't say there should be, but I would think that there's certain things, okay, you can't do this here and keep your job, bro. Like,
a felony would be one of them.
But like, if you're a teacher and like, we found this on his laptop and he said this inappropriate to a kid, but we're still debating on him not being a teacher anymore. What's to debate?
Right, yeah.
Like,
correct.
Here.
There's a line
that
in the sand that you went over.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't do that here. This one, okay, with everything that's been happening on in this country for X amount of time, especially how things were a couple summers ago, like, okay, we can't have.
Right.
You're debating?
Why?
He's some dude back of the head. Like, it wasn't. He's on the ground.
He was on the so you're on the ground and your hand was on the taser. So you're reaching in a weird position anyway, or back, and you're just trying to get the guy's knee off your neck.
How strong do you feel from that position?
Well, how strong do I feel from any position?
Oh.
No, if you're down, right? I mean, you probably have one hand here, and you're trying to, and this guy's wrestling you. He's shot you in the back of the head. Right now, if I've got you in that position, and I'm saying stop, I might fire one up. And you're like, oh shit! Give a little fire, a warning
shot,
a warning shot, maybe, right?
And I'd probably, Derek, where would you ground it so it doesn't go straight back and land?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what goes up must come down. Right. I think a lot of the time people are trying to connect dots to look like heroes for their 15 minutes of fame or notoriety from their peers, when most of the time they are not. There are no dots to connect, and it turns into a lifetime of nightmares. 100% unions are a huge issue with this. If a union won't protect all at all costs and use their financial and muscle to influence, again, power, then people will start questioning the union establishment they pay into. Can't have that, can we? No, you're right. And that's where the wall of silence, that's where the code of silence, that's where all this has come in, the untouchable, that's where this is all come right. to, and we know that we've talked about that ad nauseum over the last couple of years. And hey, I didn't see the report. let's go.
What incident?
Let's go check the evidence box.
What evidence?
What evidence box? Well, it should be. It's cataloged as.
Sir, we gotta. Oops. Short.
Yeah. It's like here, we'll do this. We'll give everybody a good idea of this. Watch this. This will be good. Let me do this. Watch this, Phil. We're gonna get in tight now. Look at this. We're gonna go right to the. Oh
my stars.
Look at us right there. And then it's like this. Hey, everybody, we'll just. And then it's like, well, hey, my body cam just wasn't working.
Is it short circuited?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. We were having issues with it.
I don't know.
And then when everything is done, then it's like, oh, there it is. I don't know how that happened. It was the
weirdest thing.
It was the weirdest thing.
What was the one? Was the Taylor case where they're like, yeah, we didn't have our body cams, and there's like picture of at the crime scene,
right?
Like, with 7 of y'all have the cams right there
with the body.
Just do that.
I'm just saying. We're up and tight. This is right on the body cam right here.
Right.
Up close and personal here this morning with Wallace and Jones on the bridge.
Wallace and Jones.
But yeah, that's exactly what happens. Whoops, a little technical difficulty there. But what happens is in my earpiece, my producer says, "Listen, body cam down, baby."
Right. Oh.
Yeah, and it's the left-hand swipe, so you don't see the fingers going like mine did. It's like,
oh, what's this right here?
Interesting. And your dash cam? Oh, we lost that years ago. Budgets are low. We've been trying to get this stuff fixed, Phil. We defunded the police.
I can't understand why dash cams only work in the hood and around hillbillies in Florida. What program runs only?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're jammers. I'm sure they're jammers.
He's got a do-rag or she's barefoot. The system operates perfectly.
But the other issue is, and I was talking about this morning, is talking about people's 15 minutes of fame is now they're Netflix, documentaries on I am a murderer. I murdered somebody. I was accused of murder back in the 80s, 90s. I've been sitting in jail, and you're paying me now for my story. Right? And people like Kent are watching this like, man, and these people are just ice cold. You just look at them like, damn, you'd do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Right? I mean, but I'm that guy like, oh, hey, check this out.
Right.
Ghosts and murders. That's what I'm into. Should there be a law that they must confirm on radio that body cams are active before they are engaged in an activity? It's tough, right? I mean, a lot of times it's split second, quote unquote. You're in a car chase, perhaps. It all depends the situation. The issue is that now there's enough cameras around.
But okay, if I have enough time to say, we got a code. What's such and such suspect suspect on foot. We got such and such possible break in on this, whatever. You have to call it in and let them know.
Yeah, I know.
Heading south on such and such in pursuit of this.
Yeah, well, I'm all right with that. If they don't confirm, they lose qualified immunity. I mean, it really doesn't matter a lot of times. I mean, this is the right call. The guy was shot in the back of the head. So that tells me if he had his hand on your taser, that tells me that you had control of him. Your life's really not in danger at that time. If you're able to, so I'm reaching with my left hand, that must mean I'm down on the ground.
Right.
And I'm pulling my gun out. I'm not even fighting your other arm.
That shot could have been anywhere.
Shot could have been anywhere. I could have shot you in the foot.
Leg shot, arm shot.
Yeah. Warning. Listen, in the heat of the moment, and I've talked to a lot of police officers. I shoot you, and you're jacked up on adrenaline, not on drugs.
Right.
You keep coming at me. It just feels like a sting or something, unless I have a death shot right to your jugular or your heart. Right. And we've talked about that, and you keep firing until you eliminate the threat. Most people with a you hear that shot close to you, your body goes, "Am I hit?"
Right.
You freeze for a second. Now I've got. Oh my God. Okay. Right.
1, 2.
Yeah. Right. So, but and again, you shoot it. Derek would know he owns guns. I don't own guns. You shoot a Smith and Wesson, whatever it is, police, and I don't know, does that thing go for a mile, 2 miles? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you're right. I mean, you're in the city at that point.
But like, have you ever subdued someone?
I have. Well, Alice, 30 years ago. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hey.
Been married ever since.
That's right.
So, like, as a bouncer in Myrtle Beach, you get drunk people on adrenaline, they're fighting or whatever the case may be. But when you get them on the ground, or you're done, people chill out.
Yeah, most of the time.
And especially when you have the conversation, listen, you can keep fighting and go to jail, or you can stop and I'll let you walk. How do you want to do this?
Right. Up to you.
Because you're in the wrong, you're underage drinking, bro. Like, what?
Up to you.
You're going to go to jail if you keep doing what you're doing. How you want to play this? I've had the most belligerent, drunk, excited, angry, whatever the case may be. Just, okay. Just let me sit up, catch myself. If you have him and he's like this, look. You're currently fighting with the police officer over a traffic ticket. Stop.
And then we say, well, he must have been guilty of something. Yes, of an expired tag. But again, we don't know, right?
If he's guilty of something, guilty compared to what we've seen in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, same over here, but in a different language. You know, that's how it works, right?
Guilty compared to what we've seen in the past 2 weeks.
Right.
He's able to walk.
Yeah.
They're able to walk.
Oh, yeah.
So
something's got to fall down there, too. Right. I mean, the truth of the matter is, too, is my kid should not be afraid to go to school.
Right.
Should not be afraid to go to school. The Breonna Taylor and situations like that aren't split-second issues. A lot of the issues that we're hearing aren't split-second situations. No, that's true. That specific example was a knock warrant, right? Yeah. No knock warrant. Yeah. No. Right. Right. Yeah. And those you do. All right. Everybody's camera's going. Right. If we got technology where I'm able to sit in San Diego in a container, typing and dropping bombs across the world, we've got the ability to make sure everybody's cameras are body armor camera is working. Right. We should.
You would think someone should be able to coordinate that.
All right, we got 6 guys out there. Hey, Phil, yours isn't working. Can you check it? Fall back. Right?
Or have one source that turns it on.
And we've got Jeremy.
If I know that you, Alex, and Derek are about to go into a building and I'm at the precinct, okay, cool. You guys cams are live.
Yeah.
Folks, cool. Let's take you having to worry about that. Don't have your hand on your camera. Have your hand on your gun or the shield or whatever you need to do. Guys, cameras alive.
Well, here's the other thing. I mean, let's talk about this too. Is Tesla has what 8, 12, 10 cameras on the car surrounding the car, and can videotape that stuff whenever. Well, shouldn't police squad cars have the same thing?
I mean, Florida's and ghettos
all around, even in the back seat, whatever's happening, right?
Okay, but we had this conversation when the show first started, right? About how for this situation, why wasn't the dash cam on? Then we could see how it all played out.
Yeah. Well, listen, we would have that, but you people want to defund the police.
But okay, so going with that, okay, well, you people had it funded, and it still didn't have affordable cameras that would work.
Still doesn't.
So
still
for
doesn't work.
40 years, bro.
Still doesn't work.
Well, they're funded prior to anything that was said in the past 24 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Proper funding never got proper footage.
Interestingly enough, though, the shooter in Buffalo, his camera did work, and we still did nothing. His shit was live.
Taking in callers. Billy Bob.
Hey, you're live on the air. I'm going in to shoot people. Wait, what? And we still did nothing. Why is it that guy's camera can work and nobody else's can? Interesting. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't want to come at police officers. I sincerely
no, absolutely love, and it's a job that I would not want to do. Yeah, that's why I don't do it.
And I appreciate the ones who do it the right way, but I think that the system that's going on right now makes it so hard just to trust it, or they're not doing a good enough job pursuing those bad apples that we hear about.
Yeah.
Is it a shortage? Do you think it's a shortage? Like, it's the people who wanted to volunteer to be police officers, so you kind of have to deal with what you have, because if we did turn over those who made those choices, we wouldn't have enough police officers. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't.
Like, I feel more people would be police officers knowing that it wouldn't be like the possible corruption that they may encounter.
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'd be a cop, but I don't want to be taking orders that I know I'm covering or looking.
Right. I've got a good friend who is a senator here in the state of Illinois, and he's like, I go, hey, how are you enjoying it? He goes, I hate it. I mean, what do you mean you hate it? He goes, I thought that it would be, I thought that we would sit in committees, as I'm part of these committees or whatever, and we'd have good back, like we do here. We'd have good discussion and we'd work things out. He goes, I go, so you don't like those? He goes, it doesn't happen. He goes, you're handed this big pamphlet of stuff you're supposed to read, and then you decide if you're going to vote on it or not. But you're a committee. Yeah. So I'm
like that, man.
Right.
Stuff like
so
that.
I'm guessing, I don't know what the vetting is for a police officer, and here's what we have to understand: they're humans,
right?
They're not perfect. A lot of times, police officers don't know the law. They haven't studied the law. They don't know. But what they want you to do is respect my authority, right? And that's where they get upset when you say, wait, no, I'm not putting my window down. Tell me why you stopped me. Right? Well, I need to see your light. No, you don't. You have certain rights. And
you do that?
Not me, not you, definitely, right? But
whatever you say.
Right.
Stop crying. It's jaywalking.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, I don't know the vetting system, but then when you get in, I do know that, hey, you got to stop doing that, Phil. You're making the rest of us look bad. You can't come in here thinking you're Rambo, thinking you're going to change the world. You're going to make the rest of us look bad. What?
Right.
And now I'm getting pressure from within. And now I'm sitting in the squad car, and Phil's giving me a hard time because I'm trying to do the right thing by the law. All right, we got to get him. Actually, you really can't, because listen, shut up. We got him. Got him dead to rights. They don't know that. Right. So there's a lot of that out there that happens. And when you question them, their pride gets in the way, right, and says, wait a minute, I'm an officer. You need to respect me. No. You serve and protect me. You should be respecting me.
You brave.
Right? Well, yeah. Now, again, if there's sirens going on, my heart rate goes up. I get sweaty, like, oh, man, what did I do? Not because I think I'm going to die, but because I think it's going to cost me money. Son of a bitch. Right? They're not going to find. I mean, hey, can we look through the golf clubs in the back? Whatever, But again, I'm sitting here like, God, it's more of an inconvenience for me, and knowing that now I've got to pay $100-some because you're trying to hit a quota, and hey, I give to the the sheriff's ball or whatever. So it's just it's just different. What's the average length of the police basic training course in the United States? I think 6 months, isn't it?
Probably 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
So Alex is
Which
up.
one? Down?
Alex is up.
That one?
One more.
That one?
That's the first one. Yep.
All right. A national survey from June of 2021 found that the departments around the country, on average, were filling 93% of the budgeted positions available. Okay. Maybe we can replace the 1% when they can hire the extra 7%. Maybe that's what we've been missing the entire time. Ooh, low, 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 low. Maybe we can replace the. Oh, he just said that. Did I just read that? I did. All right. There we go.
I went through twice.
Yeah. I mean, that was nice. So nice he said it twice. Yeah. So 6 months, unless you go to like the police academy. I don't know. Or is the police academy 6 months? Right. Yeah. If you're young and you go through that, and a lot of times too is we have a lot of ex-military who are becoming police officers that carry a lot of PTSD.
Right.
And that's an issue in itself there too. Yep, you will make a great police officer. However, something said, a noise, maybe the sound of something, and it triggers, and you go, and now you're lost because it triggers that memory, and you're back there.
Right.
And you're in a serious fight, not flight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've got friends who have been in the military, as I'm sure you have, whose wives, sleep in a different bed because of the night terrors and swinging of arms and just that traumatic stuff. And so, yes, they do, but we don't do anything to probably help these people work through this. Going, we know you're going to be in a situation at some point, Phil, that's going to trigger Fallujah,
right,
or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if anything ever happened in Fallujah. I just brought that up. Over here, it's 14 weeks at the academy for basic. Specialization courses would be a separate thing. So 14 weeks, that's 3 months.
Yeah, a little over 3 months.
3.5 months. Yeah. But at the same time, though, in Singapore, it's a different breed over there. There's no guns. You know what I'm saying? And if you're, you can't even sell bubble gum over there.
That's so weird. Right? I want my bubblicious.
So I'm just saying that over there, maybe 14 weeks is good because there's a different type of crime. Right. You don't. When was the last time there was a mass shooting in Singapore at a elementary school? When was the last time that the police officer shot a guy for not having a driver's license in the back of the head?
14-year-old at the park.
I was just asking. Curious.
Alex, you think 1% is the bad apples? You say 1%?
Yeah.
Excited to hear Alex.
Yeah. Yeah. What is the bad apple? Right.
Well, it's hard for me to fathom a blue code of silence for 1%.
Yeah. Mass shootings is an unheard word over here. And our traffic cops are not armed. Well, there you have it.
What?
There you have it. I'm sure there's more, but who knows? Well, here's the deal. The deal is an apple's an apple. You don't know what's bad till you bite into it.
Yeah, but okay.
Right?
I don't of the Crips that I know. Let's say 1% have crossed the line.
And Crips, by Crips, you're meaning gang members.
Gang members, right?
Right. Legitimate gang members.
Legitimate gang members. They're in it, the whole nine. But I can't say that they don't want snitching because of just the 1%. Right? It's no snitching because a lot of the stuff that they do, is going to be shady or frowned upon.
Now,
so if there's a blue wall of silence.
So let me ask a question. Of these people that you know, How many of them are made?
As far as like
killed somebody. You know, because that's that in the mafia, that's what they say. You're a made man when you have killed somebody.
I say under 5.
Under 5, right? So a lot of the gang members, and I've done a little reading and whatnot, is I've chosen to be in this gang because I don't have a family. This is my reason to belong.
Or
right?
Or the family members are in the gang and you're gonna be around them regardless.
Right. Right. Or you're born into it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
absolutely. And but a lot of them aren't just out there. Oh, you're wearing that.
Right.
Shot that nun.
She shouldn't have wore red.
She shouldn't have wore her red thing.
4th
right?
of July, bro.
Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Is they're not bad people.
No.
Right. But we do know that the only way out, there's 2 ways out.
Right.
Right.
So like, okay, so same. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The same concept. They're not out. Not all of them are shooters, right?
Yeah.
People that actually put somebody on the dirt. But the other activity that they do, they know that they're around some stuff that you shouldn't. I know Kent sold. I know Alex did this. You know, Alex robbed somebody. I didn't shoot someone, but I have to keep my mouth shut. Alex just robbed someone yesterday.
Right.
It wasn't, crazy, but he just robbed somebody for $300.
Yeah.
Cool. So we have this no snitching thing because the stuff that we're doing on a day-to-day basis is corrupt.
Yep.
So when I'm seeing the station that says, as a whole, we don't snitch or tell you anything about what happens in the department.
And that's what, the police are the biggest street gang that there is.
I can't see that it's because of 1%.
Right.
Either someone's planting evidence or someone's doing this or someone's... It may not be just shooting a black person. That might be 1%. But as far as like actions that don't align with what they're supposed to be doing...
Right. Ethically, legally,
serving
and protecting.
I don't think you have a code of silence for good Samaritans.
No.
Right. It's just hard for me to believe.
Right. It costs $450,000 to completely retrofit entire school completely for active shooter situations. But we'd rather build a $15 million new football stadium for high schools for 30 years until the next building comes up. Then protect all schools in the district for life of the building. We can't talk about allocating budgets. That would be ludicrous. Well, listen. You can, as it was brought up last night on Bare Facts on Guns, yes, these mass murders and things like that don't interrupt good old Americana. Right. You don't have good old Americana at football. You don't see that.
Man, football, Texas?
Right.
That'd be like South playing at Northern.
Woo-hoo.
They got my little sister's school, they got 5 games in Cowboy Stadium.
Right. And well, that's what Derek said to me last night. He goes, I don't have kids. Why would I? I should be invited to a game. I go, no, man. It's a way of life in Texas. Friday night lights, bro. Everybody goes.
They fill the lower bowl.
Yeah.
Cowboy Stadium for a
high school game. Right. Generally, here when someone says he's a gang member, we go, oh, cute. What is he going to do? Shoot us? Because they don't have guns. Right? Hey, me too, man. Party gang, brother.
Please don't do that if you come to Chicago.
Yeah. Don't say that.
If you all cute somebody.
But seriously, we're on the back end of this. But listen, to me, there's movement, right? But again, has the dial gone all the way to where it should? The answer is no, right? Because why on God's green earth with at this point, the right answer is I can't answer that question. Why would I say, well, we're thinking about it?
That's what I'm saying. I need that. I need that stop Asian hate energy.
Yeah.
I need
right
full
now.
throttle instantly.
Right now.
You've shown me you can do it. I need that same pace.
That's what we need. All right, listen, everybody, come back at 11 for Living Low Sodium with Mary Shep. We're talking about the power of food. At 1 o'clock, we've got the Neighborhood Pulse. At 3 o'clock Central, we've got In the Know with Steph and Joe. No Steph, just Joe. And talking about entrepreneurial stuff.
Joe
So
Mama.
that's it. Generally here. Oh yeah, we said that. That's cute. And then Gary says, catch you later. Yep. Have a great weekend, everybody. For all of us here at 21.6 Net. Thanks for getting caught in the net with us, and be good, but more importantly, be good to each other.
Love you guys.